Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 12th of November. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, another unbelievable weekend in real estate.
It thumped, it all happened, didn't it, Phil? We had a great weekend with 12 out of 15. I think if my maths is correct, it's an 80% clearance rate.
It is an 80% clearance rate, Gary, against an industry clearance rate of 71, 72%. The final figures aren't in yet, but again, we've smashed it.
So let's put the towers up there.
And, well, we can put the towers up, although it's probably worth saying that I spoke to somebody a week or so ago that said they were sick of our boasting with our auction results. But you've got to understand to that person, this is our show, and we only got this show so that we can boast.
You don't argue with the man with the mic, do you?
Correct.
Let's tell people, though, what is going on, Phil. Firstly, I think we should just start off saying where we are right here, Phil, because here we are right in the heart of Caulfield North, in one of my best and most favourite streets, Philip, in number 1 Canberra Grove. Tell us about it.
Gary, this is the most fantastic house because first of all, we've got one of the best streets in Caulfield North, and we are in the centre of the Golden Mile.
North-facing.
Canberra Grove, we're on a north-facing allotment, so that is the perfect orientation to be on the north side with a north-facing back garden, unless, of course, I'm selling a house on the south side with a south orientated back garden. Great house, Gary. One owner house, they built it. They've lived here, they've loved it, and most importantly, they have looked after it so beautifully. There's not a chip or a scratch here. You can move straight into this home, not spend a cent, get on with life. You've got all of the bedroom accommodation you'd ever want. The main bedroom is like checking into the suite of a luxury hotel. My favourite room is not only this dining room, Gary, but you go through the kitchen meals area to the most incredible family room that looks into the north-facing back garden. This is a great home in a great street, getting auctioned this Sunday, Gary, at
5:30 p.m. Phil.
5:30.
You're going to have lots of energy at 5:30 p.m.
I've got to tell you, I have worked out.
Just getting started.
I've worked out where I'm going to have a double espresso just before this auction. But I'm kind of thinking 5:30, which is a great time of the afternoon. I'm thinking we might get some champagne and serve some champagne at this auction.
It might not help, but it can't hurt.
Do you reckon we can bill the French champagne to the vendor?
Why not?
We'll see if we can get away with it.
Exactly. Get a case. Let's talk about the weekend that was, some of the results, Phil, because we are able to disclose many, but not all, unfortunately. But I started on Saturday in Nepean Highway in Elstwick at the most incredible apartment, Phil. It was a massive apartment. It was. It had a Nepean Highway address, but there was nothing Nepean Highway about it. It was beautifully set back. The reserve was $630,000, and there were...
Well, hang on a second. It was apartment number 9.
It was number 9. You're very good, Phil.
And in the sales meeting, it came out that not only was it apartment number 9, but there were 9 people bidding for the property.
How's that for a start? 9 bidders.
That is huge.
I don't know if we've had an auction with more bidders than that this year.
You know, it doesn't get any better than that. And it sold for tens of thousands of dollars over the reserve.
It sold for $682,000, Philip, against a reserve of $630,000 that I dare say would have been less if it needed to be.
Yep, good.
7 Ormond Road, Phil, I had a look at you do that auction. Gee, you passed it in beautifully.
I've got to tell you, if you're looking for a property passed in magnificently,
do it well.
Nobody does it better than I do.
I've got some offers on that, around 1.2.
That'll get sold
We'll need a bit more.
It's a great house and also a development site because it's in a neighbourhood zone, Gary, which gives opportunity for greater density development. So developers, pay note. It's a good property.
Perhaps the longest auction that I had probably ever done was in North Road, on the corner of North Road and Thomas Street.
I hear it started and you were there almost an hour.
I was there, exactly. I was going to call in some pizzas for dinner, Phil. It just kept on going, that one. But it was incredible. The reserve was $900. It started at 7 something and it ended up selling for $1,051,000. A titanic battle between four.
Titanic battle?
Titanic
struggle.
We've
battle. That expression.
We have a titanic battle between 4 bidders going hell for leather, Phil. Phil, a property sold in St Kilda Road, St Kilda. It was sold by Jeremy Rosens. That sold for $405,000. It was passed in at $380,000, but a post-negotiation saw it get post-auction negotiation.
Interesting. The buyer for that property in St Kilda Road had been to the auction in Nepean Highway, and one of our team in the Nepean Highway auction said, "You've missed out here. Why don't you go up to St Kilda Road?" And they did and bought it.
You think that's amazing?
I think it's a good story. It's a good story. Yeah.
Carnarvon Road, Phil, was at 10:30 on Sunday. It didn't sell. It was passed in 900.
Gary, I believe you've got somebody going back for a builder's inspection today.
I sold on my auction Saturday. I just didn't want you to feel so bad because you didn't. But I did pass that one in. But that one is going to get sold soon because it's a good value, Phil. Good value.
And a great spot.
A great spot, Philip. Cobden Street. While I was there, you were in Cobden Street.
We did, and that's a
undisclosed.
Favourite street of mine. Thank you for telling me it was undisclosed because I was just about to say the price. That is a great semi. We did pass it in at $950,000. 120,000. We can say that because that was public.
2 Clement Street, Phil, in Bentley East.
Wow,
that
what
one
a
ran.
result. That's a humdinger if ever there was one.
It was a humdinger, Phil, and look.
Actually, just to cut in, Gary, our local member, which is David Southwick.
Yes.
Hello to David Southwick, who is a
man.
great member for our area. But he invited me to be the auctioneer at the Premier's dinner at the Regent. And I was the guest auctioneer there, where I was hobnobbing with all of the Victorian government's politicians. And there I was having my photo taken and having a bit of a schmooze with Dennis Napthine, where I did tell him how to run the economy and what to do to get things underway. Of which he was very grateful for. But see if we can get a photo of that, Gary.
Phil, a great minder of Dennis Napthine, doesn't mind saying.
Dr. Dennis Napthine.
Beg your pardon. We have 23 Sidwell Avenue, Phil. That went off the Richter scale. It was up there.
This is why we hold auctions in Melbourne.
Why?
Because, well, I'm going to tell you. We hold auctions in Melbourne because it is a great way. You just never know who's going to arrive on the day. We had a really good campaign there. It's a fabulous house. We had people going there every open for inspection, but the buyer on Sunday saw it for the first time on Saturday, the day before, arrived at the auction complete with tape measure because they wanted to measure the distance between the swimming pool and the back fence. That's how pedantic they were, which is a good thing.
That's their right.
And they bought a fabulous house, but just saw it the day before.
Well, we were quoting well into the in excess of what, 2.5 or something like that.
Quoting in excess of 2.5 and we sold it well in excess of 2.5.
That's right. For an undisclosed figure though, Philip.
And for a lovely woman who is involved with raising money for breast cancer.
Yes,
what a great cause it is.
It is 13 Baby Street, Elstwick. Now there's a shock, Phil. Tell us about that.
There's a great story.
Price undisclosed before you blab.
But I can say this, Gary, there's not often in my career do I sell a property to somebody who then comes, they sell a property, I sell a property to them, and then they sell a property to me in the afternoon. So the buyer on this property bought from us at 12:30 and sold at an auction with us at 3:30.
That's right.
Fabulous house.
But the story's better because just actually the buyer just wandered down the street to see how you were performing because he had his auction later on.
He wanted to come and see whether I was informed. And believe me, I was informed because I sold you a beautiful property.
And never saw it before then?
Never.
No, amazing. While you were there, I was at 6 Dawkins Street, a beautiful older style apartment. Can disclose the price. Had 3 bidders, some lovely people wanting to buy that. Unfortunately, only one could be successful, but congratulations to them. Reserve of $550 for this terrific older style apartment. Sold for $600,000. We didn't sell 9 Ludbrook Avenue, but that is a great house, and I believe if there is one property that we passed in that's a good buy on the weekend, that's it. $1,295,000 will buy this magnificent good block of land, period home. It's been beautifully architecturally improved. I think it's a ripper.
Okay, Gary, we're going to have to speed things up.
3 Heatherbrae Avenue, Philip, was sold for an undisclosed amount.
Yes, it was, Gary.
7 at 33 Kooyong Road. Well,
fabulous,
that was a magnificent penthouse sold.
Undisclosed.
It was. Not our fault. That's what the vendor wants. And we sold Milburn Grove, Philip, before auction, also undisclosed. That's a wrap for the weekend. Let's talk about what's coming up this weekend.
Okay, Gary, we've got
all over the place.
19 auctions this weekend. That is a huge number of auctions across 12 suburbs. So how good's that? When I think back in our first year in real estate, Gary, we were lucky to have an auction in one suburb. Now we've got 19 auctions in 12 suburbs, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're blessed.
So what a big Saturday, Gary. 10:30, I'm going to be in Chomley Street at 129 Chomley Street, Paran. Fantastic location, 3-bedroom home, ready to move straight into. Also a possible development site or an extension to that home. Great opportunity.
Fine Bayside Living comes at us, Philip, on Saturday morning. Jeremy Rosens at 11:30 is going to be auctioning an apartment in Bay Street, Port Melbourne. An extraordinary apartment, Phil, with beautiful views, terrific terrace or balcony, I should say. Or it is really a terrace. We look forward to seeing you at that one. You're off, we are off then, Philip, to Hawthorne Road.
At 299 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield. That looks like a fabulous property. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 car spaces. Great opportunity there.
I think you might be going to Neville Street, Carnegie, Philip. There's a terrific unit there. Single level villa in Carnegie at 11:32 at 90 Neville Street. And Phil, while you're there, I'm going to be hobnobbing it over in Hampton East in Oswald Thomas Avenue, number 4 Oswald Thomas Avenue. Now this is a house that's been with the same family for many, many years, Phil, and it is a terrific home right in the heart of Hampton East.
Great 50s house, Gary.
Look forward to seeing you there. In Orange Grove, Jeremy Rosens is doing an auction there, Philip. Very affordable property, number 10 at 18 Orange Grove.
What a great spot Orange Grove is. One for first home buyers or investors. You can walk straight out of your apartment into the cafe culture of Carlisle Street.
Somewhere in that low to mid 200s, Phil, that buys you an apartment apartment there, good value. 13 Robinson Street, Philip, in Brighton East. We're looking forward to that one at 12:30, Phil, and that one is being handled by Ben Eisner and Leon Guzenfeder. We're expecting that one to go well. In Barclay Street, St Kilda, Phil, we've got an apartment there. Tell us about that one. Mr. Rosens is doing the auction.
I love this apartment building right down in the action near Ackland Street, and that is a terrific one-bedroom, one-bathroom, one-car space in a really drop-dead design, a gorgeous modern building.
You are going to wrap us up on Saturday, Phil, in Lila Road, Carnegie. Sally Zellman's been involved with that one. That is a terrific house, a modern home, 40 Lila Road, Carnegie. We're looking forward to seeing you there at 1:30 on Saturday. Let's get into Sunday, Phil.
Sunday is going to be huge, Gary. We're starting at 10:30. We're going right through to 5:30 in the afternoon, and we've got a smorgasbord of fabulous properties, of course, including number 1 Cambia Grove, which is at 5:30 on Sunday afternoon. So there's a new thing. We're starting at the end of the day and working our way back.
You are a man of mystery, Philip Kingston. There's never any doubt that you're here to give us shocks and surprises. Let's start the day, though, Phil, in Pental Road in Caulfield North. We've got a terrific property there that Adam Joski's been involved with. That's a beauty, good address. I'm doing that auction. Be there, 10:30 a.m. in Pental Road. Phil, Wilgar Street. Don't we love this address?
Well, I've got to tell the viewers about Wilgar Street because Gary Pure and Associates seems to own Wilgar Street at the moment.
How good's
We've
that street been,
sold,
Chris?
I think, 4 properties in recent months,
We've got 5 there
we've
now.
got another 5 coming up there over the next few months. It is the most fantastic address, and wait till you see this house, Gary. It's an absolute architectural stunner with a fabulous period home facade.
It's a dream home. You're going to enjoy auctioning that, Phil. 738 Inkerman Street or Inkerman Road in Caulfield North. Nikki Janover's dealing with that.
Down opposite the park, Gary. Love that position.
Now, I'm doing an auction, Phil, at this incredible... I'm on the other side of the park. It's possible that our speakers we could hear each other through our speakers. That's happened before. It has. But I'm going to be at the other side of the park. While you're in Inkerman, Phil, I'm going to be at Balaclava for this incredible older style apartment. We've been quoting it between $450 and $5. There's been a heap of interest, Phil. It's got a lovely courtyard in this beautiful old style block. Apartment 6 at 271 Balaclava Road, Caulfield North. Be there, because that's going to be a beauty.
And at 12:30, Gary, while you're doing that, I'm going to be at 460 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield South. That is directly opposite Princess Park, walking distance to some shops and obviously the tram at your doorstep. That is a really fabulous house. I'm looking forward to that.
Aren't we lucky with all these parks in our area, Phil? 130 in Estar Road, also close to Caulfield Park. There's an auction going off there, a single level villa unit, an affordable price range. Nikki Janover, I think Lamore's been involved in that one. Then we're going to go off the planet, Phil,
down to
Jupiter.
22 Jupiter
We're going to
Street.
be in 22 Jupiter Street in Caulfield South. That's an interesting home, isn't it?
Great 60s house, Gary. We're blessed in Caulfield and Caulfield South and Caulfield North to have some of the best 60s homes that have ever been built. Caulfield is well known for our 60s home, and that is just a fantastic house.
Is there any doubt at all that Camberwell is one of Melbourne's best suburbs?
There is no question. It is a suburb of choice for so many people. At number 9 Wingan Avenue, Camberwell, a really good period home on a fantastic block of land. Great street, close to the tram and parks and shops. It doesn't get much better than that.
It's up at 3:30, Phil, and that is after the time that the Camberwell market closes. Phil, 8 Bickham's Court, what an amazing house that is. We've sold that once before. I love that.
Well, first of all, Bickham's Court in St Kilda East is one of the best addresses in Melbourne.
It is, as proven by a recent sale of something around rumoured to be $7 or $8 million.
We believe so, Gary. This is a fantastic house. Solid brick, completely immaculate inside. A beautiful home. Looking forward to that one.
That goes up at 4:30, Phil, and I know you're going to have fun auctioning that, and I'm going to enjoy being there with you. And then it all happens back here in Cambia Grove to wrap up a big weekend in the marketplace.
And have a glass of champagne at 5:30 in Cambia Grove. It'll be on us, and we look forward to a great result here, Gary, because it's a fabulous house.
Does it have to be on us?
Well, you know, we can share the love around a little bit. Won't be the really expensive French champagne, but
right. It'll be that Chandon with a S-H-A-N-D-O-N.
Nothing wrong with Chandon, Gary.
No, for sure.
The local variety. In fact, Australia has some of the best sparkling wine in the world.
Yeah, we'll be bringing our casks with us to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to another big weekend. The real estate market has got a good vibe. It's all happening, Phil. The reports are positive. The market is thumping.
Well, before you close off like that, Gary, viewers need to know this coming weekend is the 5th last auction weekend for the year. So if you're thinking of selling, you still can get in, but you're going to have to be quick. But only 5 weekends to go, Gary, and then we can get our Speedos out, our coconut oil.
Oh, yes. Our Hawaiian Tropic,
there's a thought.
Those suntan faces of ours.
Just imagine that.
Look like the beautiful
it's going to be all over until 2014, and what a great year it's been, and what a great finish we're having.
2 quick things. Firstly, we're coming up to episode 100 of GPTV. Who would have thought we'd ever make it? I suppose we would have, because we're putting it on, so no one can sack us. But Gilligan's Island only got to 98 episodes, so we're going to do 100. And congratulations to Gay Waterhouse. A number of people have said they saw all of our talk about Gay Waterhouse last week. We must have been freaky and known, had a premonition, Philip.
No, I've got to tell you.
People are asking for our tips now.
It's absolutely. We break all the stories. And yes, Gary, you did pick the Cup winner. The only problem was that GPTV came out after the Cup had been run. But it was filmed before.
I promise you that. It was all before. It was legitimate. So well done to Gay Waterhouse. It's all happening, Phil.
In fact,
horses, houses.
Gay Waterhouse on GPTV sometime. Gay, if you're watching, come along and share the love.
She's been knocking on the door to get on, Phil. We'll look forward to seeing you next week on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great week. Thanks for watching.
Bye now.